Good evening everyone. Today we will start with the topic chemical bonding. Now from the chapter periodic table you have learnt about noble gases, the group 18 elements. Now let us consider the first noble gas, helium. Electronic configuration is 2. Next is neon, atomic number 10, electronic configuration is 2,8. Next argon, atomic number 18, electronic configuration 2,8,8. Now we know noble gases are called inert or unreactive. Why? Because this has 2 electrons in its outermost shell, so it is stable by duplet rule. And these neon and argon both have 8 electrons in its outermost shell, so they are stable by octet rule. So this is the main reason why noble gases do not go for chemical bonding. Next, if we consider the element just before and after neon. So before neon we have fluorine, atomic number 9, electronic configuration is 2,7, and the next element is sodium, atomic number 11, electronic configuration is 2,8,1. Now here we see fluorine has 7 electrons in its outermost shell. So 7 electrons means it is 1 electron away from octet stabilization. So it will require plus 1 electron somehow. So to get this 1 electron, it will go for chemical bonding formation. Now sodium, it has 1 excess electron in its outermost shell. So it will try to give away this electron because its nearest noble gas is neon, which is 2,8. So to get 2,8 electronic configuration, it will try to give away 1 electron. So this is why sodium will also go for chemical bonding, whereas these noble gases won't go for chemical bonding. Okay. Now chemical bonding can be of 2 types. One is complete transfer of electrons. Complete transfer means suppose sodium gives away 1 electron. So this is complete transfer. Now in some cases you will see there is sharing of electrons. So when there is sharing, we have covalent bond, and when there is complete transfer, we have electrovalent bond. Okay. Electrovalent bond has another name which is ionic bond. So electrovalent or ionic bond. Now we will start with electrovalent bond. Type of bond is electrovalent or ionic bond, where there is a complete transfer of electron from the metal to a non-metal. Okay. Now when we have a metal and non-metal, that means it is forming a electrovalent bond. For covalent bond, it is both non-metal. Okay. We will see that in the next topic. And here ions are formed. Now how ions are formed? Let us consider the molecule NaCl, okay, sodium chloride. Now in sodium chloride, what is my metal? Sodium. Atomic number is 11. So electronic configuration is 2,8,1. The anion is chlorine. What is the atomic number? 17. Electronic configuration is 2,8,7. So here you see sodium has 1 excess electron in its outermost shell. Now if sodium can transfer this electron to chlorine, chlorine will have octet configuration, whereas sodium will also have octet configuration. Sodium will get neon octet configuration, chlorine will get argon octet configuration. Now how to show this electron transfer? You have to write the ionic equations. How to write ionic equation? Na minus 1 electron, we get Na plus. Okay. Cl plus 1 electron, we get Cl minus. So these are my ionic equation like we did it in electrochemistry. So what is my net result? Na plus Cl giving Na plus Cl minus. Okay. So now when there is Na plus Cl minus, you see Na has a plus charge, Cl has a minus charge. So there is an electrostatic force of attraction. You have learned in physics that there is electrostatic force of attraction between a positive and a negative charge, and repulsion between negative and positive. So because of this electrostatic force of attraction, the name electrovalent comes. Okay. So from Na plus Cl minus, we get the compound NaCl. Now this is my ionic equation representation. Next we go for electron dot structure. Okay. How to draw electron dot structure? When you write the metal, you only draw the electrons in its outermost shell. So sodium has how many electrons in its outermost shell? 1 electron. Plus chlorine has how many electrons in its outermost shell? 7 electrons. Okay. So Now this electron is being transferred here. So what do we get? Na plus, because it is losing one electron with no electrons in its outermost shell. So we don't draw any electrons here. Plus Cl gets how many electrons? 8 electrons. So Cl has a minus charge. So this is my electron dot structure. Then you put an arrow and write, we get the NaCl molecule. Now next diagram representation is atomic orbital diagram. Okay, now for atomic orbital diagram you have to draw all the electrons. So first shell has 2 electrons, second has 8 electrons, and the third shell has only 1 electron. Similarly for chlorine you also have to draw. Chlorine has 7 electrons, so you have to show the transfer of electron. Then again you have to show Na plus sign you have to put here because it is having a positive charge because of its losing 1 electron. Next here Cl again you have to draw. Last shell you have to draw 8 electrons here with the minus charge. So this is my atomic orbital representation. So next you write Na plus plus Cl minus giving NaCl. Next we see the formation of calcium oxide. Okay, so the metal is calcium. Calcium has atomic number 20, so electronic configuration 28H2. Oxygen is 8, so electronic configuration is 2,6. Now calcium has 2 excess electron. If it loses these 2 electron, it will get stable octet stabilization from the argon configuration. Oxygen has 6 electrons in its outermost shell, so if it gets plus 2 electron, then it will have stable octet configuration of neon gas. So calcium loses 2 electron, which is accepted by this oxygen. So Ca minus 2 electron, we get Ca2 plus. O plus 2 electron, we get O2 minus. So when we write the equation together, Ca plus O, we get Ca2 plus O2 minus. So this is my calcium oxide. So this is my ionic representation. Next is electron dot structure. Calcium has how many electrons in its outermost shell? 2 electrons. And oxygen has 6 electrons in its outermost shell. So next, these 2 electrons of calcium are being transferred to oxygen. So what do we get? Ca2 plus with no valence electron. Why 2 plus? Because it is losing 2 electron, plus O with 8 electrons. So O gets a charge of minus 2 because it is accepting 2 electrons. So what is the net result? Ca2 plus O2 minus, that is CaO. Okay, this is calcium oxide. The electron orbital structure you will do on your own. Okay, next example is the formation of MgCl2 molecule. Now here you see Mg is my metal and chlorine is my non-metal. So this is also an example of electrovalent bonding. Mg electronic configuration is 2,8,2, atomic number is 12. Chlorine electronic configuration is 2,8,7. Okay. Now here you see Mg has 2 excess electrons in its outermost shell. So Mg will try to donate 2 electrons so that it gets neon electronic configuration, which is 2,8. Now to donate these 2 electrons, it has to be accepted by someone. Now here chlorine has 7 electrons in its outermost shell. So it can accept only 1 electron. Now where will the other electron go? So it requires 1 more chlorine atom to accept 1 more electron. So if this chlorine atom also takes 1 electron, then we see 2 electrons are accepted and Mg is donating 2 electrons. So the ionic equation will be Mg minus 2 electron, we get Mg2 plus. Cl, we require 2 Cl molecules, so we have to write 2 Cl plus 2 electron, we get 2 Cl minus. So my final equation is Mg plus 2 Cl, we get Mg2 plus 2 Cl minus. This gives me the formula Mg Cl2. This 2 is because of 2 chlorine atom. Okay. Now let's go for the electron dot structure. Mg has how many electrons in its outermost shell? 2 electrons, plus chlorine has 7 electrons, and the other chlorine has how many electrons? Again 7 electrons. So 1 electron is being transferred here, 1 electron is being transferred here. So what do we get? Mg 2 plus with no electron in its outermost shell, plus Cl with 8 electrons in its outermost shell and a negative charge, plus Cl again with 8 electrons and a negative charge. So what do we get finally? Mg2 plus 2Cl minus, giving MgCl2. Okay. The electronic configuration orbital diagram, that diagram you will do on your own, similar to NaCl structure. Okay. Now next we look into the factors which guide the formation of ionic bond. The first factor is ionization potential. Now from periodic properties you have learned the definition. Ionization potential is the energy required to remove an electron from the outermost shell of a neutral metal ion. So this is energy required. Now if we go for the electron affinity definition, electron affinity is the energy released to add an electron in the outermost shell of a neutral atom. So this is energy required, this is energy released. Now how does ionization potential affect? We see that in the formation of ionic bond, cations are formed where the metal is forming a M plus cation. Now this cation is forming because we are applying the ionization potential. So we apply ionization potential from outside so that the cation is being formed. Now if a metal has a low ionization potential, that means we have to apply less energy. So low ionization potential metals can easily form electrovalent bond. Now let's go for electron affinity. Electron affinity means we are having the anion X minus which is being formed. Now since electron affinity is the energy released, so we prefer higher value of energy released. So a metal with high value of electron affinity goes for ionic bond formation. Okay. Next, the third point is electronegativity. Now we know a metal is electropositive and a non-metal is electronegative. Now when a metal is electropositive and a non-metal is electronegative, so we have M plus and X minus. So this is electropositive, this is electronegative. So the electronegativity difference between them is very high. So when the electronegativity difference is very high, it goes for ionic bond formation. You will see in the next topic when the electron negativity difference is very low. Suppose we take the example of Cl2 molecule or O2 molecule. Here what happens? OO bond is being formed. Whatever bond is being formed, suppose we have an oxygen atom, the other one is also an oxygen atom. What is the electronegativity difference? 0. So this can't form a ionic bond. So we will do the covalent bond in the next topic.